All right, let's solve for x. We have, of course, a log equation. And what is my first step here? My first step will be to combine these two logs. How can I do that? Well, we're subtracting them. So what I can do is that I can combine the logs. We still have log base 2. And then we're just actually dividing the contents. So we get 15 over x. That's it. 15 over x. On the other side of the equation, we still have log base 2 of x minus 2. All right. Now, what can I do? I can actually just cancel out the logs. They have the same base and everything else. So they just go away like that. Now, very careful doing this though. We couldn't do it in this step. Like over here, we had to have just one log 2 on both sides of the equation to make that happen. So, here we have x minus 2 equals 15 over x. How can I solve this equation now? Well, we can actually just multiply both sides by x. That's going to facilitate things, or in other words, make things a lot simpler. These x's cancel out, they go away. Over on this side, I can distribute the x. X times x, x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. And that's just equal to 15. Great. Now, because we have a quadratic equation, it's better to just make the other side equal to 0. So subtract 15 from both sides of the equation. 15 minus 15 is 0. So we end up with x squared minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Great. Now what can I do? I have many choices. Many choices. Like the quadratic formula. I can complete the square and solve for x. But in this case, I'm just going to factor. Solve by factoring. I can put an x over here, another one over there. Let's factor the trinomial. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 15. If you need any review of that, by the way, you can just visit our website and find many factoring questions. So, two numbers that multiply to negative 15 and add up to negative 2, like negative 5 and positive 3, those will work. Why is that? Because negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Negative 5 plus 3 is just negative 2. Great. But what is x equal to? Well, because of the x minus 5, x is equal to just 5. Because if I were to plug it in, right here, 5 minus 5 is 0. So that would work out. And over there, on the other side here, x plus 3, I could have negative 3 as x, because negative 3 plus 3 is also 0. Great. Now, are we done? Is that it? No, we actually have to see if these answers work out. What do I mean by that? Well, if I plug in 5 over here, 5 minus 2, I get a 3. Log base 2 of 3 does exist because 3 is a positive number, so that's okay so far. If I plug in the 5 here, that's also okay because 5 is also positive. If we get a negative number instead, then we would need to reject the answer, just like we would if we were to plug in negative 3. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. That doesn't work out. We can't have the log of a negative number, so we reject negative 3. But the 5 is a valid answer. We can plug it in, and it does work. So that's it. Our answer is x equals 5. Voila.